this big 4th and goal.
They are going for it.
You got to give Lamar Jackson a chance to get on the move and give him options here.
Mike Davis is in. Ravens go for it on 4th and goal. Jackson fading. Jackson throws. Intercepted. The Bills have it. Jordan Poyer with the pick. Baltimore decides not to kick the field goal, and Buffalo takes over with just over 4 minutes to play.
And my surprise is straight drop on that play and not Lamar Jackson on the move with a run pass option to attack the defense. Duvernay's open in the back initially, and as he tries to get there, Poyer sees it and covers ground and gets his 2nd interception of the game. A nice job by the veteran safety, ranging over, seeing the open receiver, and taking away what looks like 6 points for the Ravens.
Charles, that is 14 plays for Baltimore, no points.
And if you're Buffalo, you come into this game since the start of 2021, Buffalo 0-7 in 1-score games. They're 14-1 in games with more than one score. They want to erase that in this ball game.
That possession lasted 9 minutes and 29 seconds, and we're still tied. Allen, sidearm toss, underneath catch made by Stefon Diggs for 4 yards. Under 4 minutes to go.
And wouldn't you say both of these teams have a little bit of baggage they want to get rid of? Buffalo, I just talked about those 1-score games, right? If you're Baltimore, you've lost 4 straight at home, and the Miami game looms over you right now, the blown lead from earlier this year.
Buffalo with possession. 3:36 to go in the 4th. It's a handoff. Singletary trying to rip through the line, and he gains 3. Jason Pierre-Paul making his Ravens debut, and he has played a lot here this afternoon.
Jason Pierre-Paul, ice bath, enjoy, because he's going to need it after this one coming back.
Big play here on a 3rd and 3.
Did they have Diggs in at number 3 inside? There he is going in motion, number 14 in white.
Tied at 20. Allen, pump, floater, caught! Dawson knocks for a 1st down. And the Bills are in business with 2:53 to go.
And how about the patience exhibited by Josh Allen, because he wants number 14, Stefon Diggs, on the in-breaking route. Doesn't have it. Sets his sights a little bit higher over the top for Dawson Knox. So the route combination is in-breaking route with the outbreaker over the top, and it's in the sight line of the quarterback for both.
Under 3 minutes to play. Allen from the gun. Steps up. Allen's going to run into Baltimore territory, and he goes down at the 46-yard line. Ravens have 2 timeouts left. The Bills have 3. Combination of Oweh and Matabike bring down Allen on the play.
That edge pressure that they've been seeking, one of the reasons they signed Jason Pierre-Paul, now is the time that they could really utilize it. Can Oweh make another play? He's got 1 sack today. Can he get back there and put the heat on Josh Allen? Number 99 in purple is Oweh.
$17 unanswered points from the Bills. Allen, spin move to get away. Allen keeps it alive and throws. 1st down. Shakir, the rookie. Josh Allen can do magical things.
And Oweh brought the pressure. Watch 99 to the left of your screen, battling Dion Dawkins. He stays with it. He made a 2nd and a 3rd move on the pass rush, and Allen gets away and delivers a strike to Shakir for a key 1st down for Buffalo.
You get that jab step from Allen, and as a defender, you know he can take off and run, and you're frozen for a moment.
Almost like he crossed over in a bit, took it to the hoop.
2:06 left. Flags down. Dion Dawkins on that left side.
You saw the jump.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Stay tuned. The NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, join JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher, all the latest NFL scores and highlights. Ball is now spotted at the 41-yard line. 1st and 15, 2:06 on the clock.
Still have to be careful with the ball if you're Buffalo. You got a lot of ball hawks back there, and Humphrey 44, Peters 24, Marcus Williams 32.
Here comes the rush. Allen gets rid of it. Incomplete as Allen takes a shot and a flag thrown. Brandon Stephens. He came like he was shot out of a cannon towards Josh Allen.
And that was thrown, I believe, was that thrown by Jerome Boger, the referee in the backfield? He gathered himself.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 23.
What do you think?
15-yard penalty. First down.
I think he was right there to make the play on Josh Allen. I don't like the call. I think he was right there and had the opportunity. I think what made him throw Jerome Boger off was he gathered himself a little bit instead of just coming right through on that last step.
Just a moment.
That little hesitation of gather, and then he struck. But I think he was right there at the point where he could still take the hit on Josh Allen. I don't like the call.
Yeah, there was that little stoppage for a moment, and Allen was pointing right away.
And I don't think that he hit him with his head or his face mask or anything like that. I think Buffalo fortunate on that call.
Line of scrimmage is now the 26 with 2:03 to play. Singletary in the backfield, and he trips. In fact, there's a loss of a yard as Patrick Queen. It has been a good battle here in Baltimore. Knotted up at 20 apiece with 2 minutes to go. Buffalo with a football, 2nd and 11. Quick hitter to the outside, caught by Singletary. Blocker in front of him. Singletary is spun down, and he's got a first down.
And what a block by Dawson Knox to open things up for Singletary. Watch 88. Look at this block right there. Now he clears away. Look at Shakir, 10 right there. Tremendous blocks by a tight end and a wide receiver that created the alley for Singletary to go up. Normally when you're running tunnel screen, there's Spencer Brown, 79, to tackle as well. You will get a kick out from a big offensive tackle. In this case, it was wide receiver, tight end that created the lane.
We asked Josh Allen about the running game. Timeout called by Baltimore, so 1 remaining. And Josh said, you know what? The quick hitters to the running backs can act as our running game because of the yards after the catch. That's a prime example of what Josh was discussing.
A big part about it, why all of us are asking, so where's your running game? And Buffalo saying it's part of everything else we do. And that was what you just said there. Prime example in evidence.
Ken Dorsey, very much aware that the camera is on him at all times.
Yeah. The unfortunate side, I thought you nailed it perfectly because we've talked with a number of people in Buffalo and the organization. They're totally with Ken Dorsey because of the they know what he puts into trying to win a game. Unfortunately, he got caught in that moment. So they know what Ken Dorsey's about.
1:50 to play. Baltimore has 1 timeout remaining and a first down at the 11-yard line for Buffalo.
Got to hang on to the football here. They'll be raking at it like crazy.
Hand up. Singletary inside the 5. And the clock is at 1:43 left. You know, the question now, if you're Baltimore, do you just let them score at this point?
Well, they just took a timeout there. That has to be a part of their discussion. John Harbaugh talking with Mike McDonald, I'm sure, at the headset, the defensive coordinator, about what is the strategy here? What is the play?
Really, the issue might have been you let him score on that play. He gets all the way to the 2. There might be a moment where you go, hey, let's just get the ball back with as much time remaining.
Did Singletary go down? Did you notice at the end of that run? I'm not quite, you know.
Yeah. Stay tuned. NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting. JB and the gang with the latest scores and highlights. Baltimore has no timeouts remaining, so Buffalo is in complete control here.
Here's the end of that play. Good tackle by Oweh. Singletary did not go down of his own volition.
This is just smart football if you're Buffalo.
Yep.
Use as much clock as possible. They needed 2 yards for a first down.
They got it.
So you're Baltimore, you cannot stop anything.
Nope.
Buffalo can do as they please, and Calais Campbell knows it.
Remember, they don't have Justin Tucker, but they really like Tyler Bass. Worst case scenario for them.
It's 1st and goal. They'll just go with a tight formation and take a knee. Just keep burning clock.
And I think people wonder, why don't you just run Josh Allen on the quarterback sneak? You just don't want any extra ball handling. You don't want the ball pop free and lose an opportunity to score.
And again, these are decisions that are made in the moment.
Yes.
Players and coaches. The idea of letting them score the touchdown with 1:40 left is just to give yourself a fighting chance later. Buffalo takes another knee here.
And it's part of the evolution of how we look at the game, because you and I both know when we were kids, the idea of you telling someone, let them score, that just was not part of the lexicon and not part of the whole thing at all. Now, it's a new math, a new football, a new way of doing things.
And the key, as we know, is to give yourself a chance.
Yes, that's it. Could you imagine convincing your coach back in the day? Well, coach, we just let him score.
And words being exchanged along the Baltimore sideline. Marcus Peters upset, just slammed his helmet down.
Timeout, Buffalo, their first. Please just set the game clock to 3 seconds.
And as I think back on the run previously from Singletary, the only thing that struck me, it looked like a few Baltimore players
were trying to.
Might have thought, hey, let him score, and a few others thought differently. That might have been what some of the discord is right now of what the philosophy was on that play. It's allowed the Bills to have complete control of the clock and of the situation.
And I do think it harkens back to losing that 21-point lead in the 4th quarter against Miami. They are right back there looking at that. Another big score, another big lead, potentially blown here at home.
Chip shot from 21 yards away. Tyler Bass. The kick is good, and it's a game winner. The Bills complete the comeback, and they knock off the Ravens 23-20.